Hello. Have you ever thought of running a business or even improving your current business? What's the thought process you have? What can be a good business model for you and your business? I am Mozhgan and I'm an urban planner by profession. Currently, I'm a part of a non-fellowship. In this video, I'm gonna give you a good summary on a very interesting book entitled Business Model Generation by a group of writers led by Alexander Osterwalder. It's been published in 2010. So let's see what's going on in this really interesting and beautiful book. Okay, here it is, the book I was talking about. As you can see, this is the Persian version of the book that I have, but still it's very beautifully designed and published that attracts you go through it uh, fully. It contains 5 chapters. In the first chapter, it talks about the business model. Actually, it introduces the design canvas. In the second part, it talks about different patterns of business. In the third chapter, it talks about the design. Then in fourth, it talks about the strategy. And in the last chapter, it talks about the process through which you can establish and create your own business model according to the canvas it suggests. So let's see how it is and how it goes. Okay, I've drawn here the design canvas, which is called by myself H, H, and T. As you can see, I've written here 2H and 1T to divide the whole space into 9 particular places in which I have put the items that book mentioned. So these are 9 significant and basic parts of this business, no matter from which of these or from where you start processing your business and designing your business model. Let me start from the first cell here, which is customer segment. It refers to the segment of customers that you wish your product or your service be used with. You can select only one segment as your customer, or maybe more than 2 segments of customers you can have. It all depends on you and the kind of business you're gonna run. Okay, after you determine that what is your customer segment, then let's move to the value proposition, which you can see it is written here in the middle and in the heart of this canvas. Value proposition. It is those values that you create your customers, that gives them this idea that okay, we should select this business, we should select this company to get our services and our products. So by this, in this cell, you should ask this question, that how can I convince my customer to buy from me, to come toward me. After writing your value propositions, then you will go to the customer relationships. Or no, before customer relationships, let's talk about the channels in which, by which you can transfer your value propositions to your customer segments. So what are these channels? Are you gonna be in touch with your customers online, or maybe they need to get a real shop? What's your customer? As you can see, it's all depend on knowing more and more about your customers, to what age group they belongs, what are the devices they use the most. Are they using their desktop computers? Are they using their mobiles? Are they interested in using online shopping, and so forth, and so on and so forth. So by channel, you can understand how to reach your customer and be in touch with them. Okay, moving forward, we have customer relationship. How you want to be in touch with your customers. Uh, are you and it is about getting, keeping, and growing your customers. How you're gonna get your customers, from where and in what way they will be informed about your product and your services. Are they only online? Do you need to do advertisement to get your customers? And after getting your customers, how to keep them, not to leave you. So maybe by providing them a good services, they can stay with you. And the next thing is about growing. How you can let them know about your growings and your improvements. Maybe you can keep them informed by sending them uh, newsletters regularly. So let's move forward. And finally, here we are revenue streams. Revenue streams, from where the money comes. It depends on these elements that we talked about here: your customers, your value you propose, and how this income and revenue comes toward you. Are you gonna uh, give, and are you gonna get maybe a monthly subscriptions, or maybe you may your customers to pay only once in a month? So all in all, these would be your revenue streams. So as you can see in this part of the canvas, I mean in the right part, these five elements are mainly talking about the value proposition, and it revolves around your customers. Similarly, in the left hand here, which we have key activities, key relationships, key partnerships, and also cost structures. Here we are mostly talking about the costs, and also creating and infrastructure for your business. So let's see what are these things in the left hand. So as you can see, here we have our key activities. Our key activities revolve around this part. What are your customer segments? What are your value proposition? What are the channels you go through which? According to these, you set your key activities, and then accordingly you set your key resources. Key resources for you can be something physical like machinery, buildings. It can be something intellectual, like maybe you have some brands or some copyrights. Moreover, the people you have, also financial affair that you have. These are all about your key resources. Your key resources actually derive your key activities. So however, whatever activity you need to do, it needs to have some key resources. And after that, you may need to be in partnership with some other firms or business to improve your business and the value proposition you have. And finally, you hear how your cost structures, that gives you an insight of the most important and expensive costs you have towards your value proposition and your business. Okay, this is all about the theory of business model that the book describe and demonstrate. Going forward in the next chapters of the book, you have the second channel, which talks about the different kinds of business patterns. So it talks about, for example, the pattern of the first pattern it talks about is unbundling, which refers to a kind of business that mainly are based on three different types of business. Your business might be of customer relationship, must be of managing must be of construction or managing infrastructures. So based on that, you can divide your business. For example, if you take traditional banking have has these all three types of business, but it is said that if they separate it, they can come with three different kinds of business model, and it would be more manageable and more beneficial for their customers and even for the developers. The second one is the long tail pattern. In long tail pattern, to get more into that, let's take book industry as an example. As you may know, there have been always a lot of writers that their write-ups have never been published in any books. Why? Because the publishers prefer not to publish something that isn't that much popular, that everybody comes through and wants that write-ups. So what this tail pattern, long tail pattern suggests is that what if we start publishing all those write-ups but in less quantity? So it's a kind of business pattern that would be beneficial in some cases. The next one is multi-sided patterns. Multi-sided patterns refers to having several or maybe different customer segments, that each segment of customers existence related to the existence of the other segment. So these different segments of customers necessarily work with each other. So after multi-sided patterns, we have a free or freemium pattern in which you provide your customers with your service and goods freely. But when it comes to the progressive or having more services, they need to pay you and promote to the premium version of the service you're giving them. It could be, for example, like for example, Skype. Take it as an example. What Skype does is it provides us free calls, free video calls, but it has some promotion that if we want to benefit those things, we should pay for it. So this is called freemium, which comes from two words, free and premium, and this combination, it is called freemium. And the next one is open pattern, in which you can and you should use external partnership as well in case of strategy making and collaboration, instead of just basing on whatever you have inside your company and your business. So in the next chapter chapter, the book talks about the design, and it comes up with 6 design techniques, including visual thinking, customer insight, storytelling, scenarios, which by using these different techniques, you can improve your design in case of designing your business model. Then it comes to the chapter of strategies, in which it says that how this business model overlap with the strategies and strategy items like vision and mission and whatever is about the strategies. Moving forward, in the last chapter of the book, we have the process, in which it gives us a process that through which you can create your design pattern based on this canvas that I talked about, and also those patterns that previously we discussed. So As I mentioned, this book is really interesting in case of the kind of writing and being visual. It gives you a very good insight of running your business or maybe improving your business. All in all, thank you for being with me. I hope that you will find it beneficial. Thank you so much.